Hey, yo, what's up? It's Daniel here. I'm just gonna hit record and start doing this video because I literally just had a realization I want to talk about, and I was like, I don't need like a script or anything. I just kind of want to just freeball it. Also, don't worry about the hair. I took sleep meds, or not sleep meds. They pretty much were sleep meds. I took motion sickness meds because I didn't want to get motion sick, and that puts you to sleep, bro. Like, oh my goodness, you just die and just zone out. And that's what happened to me. So right now, I just got up for like a midday nap, and my hair is just all over the place. I look crazy, right? And that's pretty much what happened. Anyways, I got back home from vacation. It's now Sunday, April 13th. Yeah, I think so. It's about 8 p.m. I just got back from vacation pretty much yesterday, essentially yesterday, and I've had my first full day back home in my cabin in the wilderness, if you know, from my Dion Hyper stuff. Um, I got back home, and I'm back in the wilderness, and I realized that on my trip, I thought I was going to have this moment of like really being outside myself and just relaxing. And then when I get back, I'd probably act a bunch different, right? And I'm realizing that I really don't act different at all. Like this today I've spent is pretty much the exact same days I've spent up here. It's like, obviously all I need to do for work is just do like my remote work of editing. And then I can kind of just relax pretty much with the free time and I'll have a ton of downtime as long as I get the editing done, right? And I realized that's pretty much what I've been doing. I still do that. And I realized that this cabin up here, I pretty much live in it, right? And it's a really bad place to be. I like it because it's nice and it's remote and it's out and like no one's nearby to bother me. But that's the thing, right? Is that there's no one here. And I just pretty much spend a good amount of my days just in the house working. I get the work done, and then I can relax and like watch TV or play video games or whatever, and that's it. That's my daily schedule, and I don't need to leave it all. When I was on vacation in Florida, we were consistently going to public places and stuff, and I would literally be seeing like 1,000 people in a day, like genuinely. Well, maybe not. On some days more than others, obviously, but like we would be at like a public timeshare resort place, and there were other people who obviously also were at the resort, and the place would be packed, and there'd be a ton of people there. And obviously, it's like, wow, that's a lot of people, right? That's a lot of people. But I realized in going through that, I was like, man, I saw a lot of people. You know, I even had many conversations with random people just out of nowhere, and I was like, you know what, that was kind of nice. You know, I haven't been having that at my house. I have not been having that out here in the wilderness. Out here in the wilderness, I just kind of, like I said, I do my work and then that's it. And that's all I've been doing. I haven't been able to really go outside myself and do some of these things to be more social and stuff. Because that's just the way it goes, right? Now, obviously, there's reasons why I probably could be doing a little bit better on this. Like I said, like that house. You know, I talked about this on the stream and stuff, but like my house, I always wanted to get fixed and stuff so I could live there and be closer in the cities to meet more people and stuff like that. But right now, it's just, you know, I just had gone back from the trip. Like the last day we were in Florida, we went to a beach. It was Clearwater Beach in Florida, if you know what that is. Just look it up. That's exactly where we were. And I literally would look across the coast side and I'd just see hundreds of people. Like you look left, there's hundreds of people. You look to the right, there's hundreds of people. And you just see so many faces there. In fact, I even talked with someone at the beach. There was when we were staying at the beach, there was a girl probably like 10, 15 feet in front of us who was drawing on an iPad. And I was like, man, that's kind of cool. I want to strike up a conversation because I have been doing drawing recently. Like I drew some thumbnails. I want to redraw one of my like videos from before. I want to make a drawn thumbnail for it. So I was like, oh, I want to do that. So I'm getting into drawing. I want to get better at digital art. I want to get better at drawing digitally because I've been always horrible at it. So I was like, well, here's a perfect here's a perfect conversation that's fits. And so I went up to her and I asked like, hey, like what are you drawing on? And she's like, oh, it's just like an iPad. And I was like, oh, it's not like an actual like, dedicated drawing tablet, which I guess makes sense thinking about it because like you're not on a computer and stuff. But I wasn't really thinking that far. I was just thinking about the actual drawing aspect. And I was saying like, well, I'm drawing on like screenless tablet. And I think it might be better for me to get an actual screen tablet. So is it like, do you think, is it work really good? Like, is it something that's really worthwhile? And she's like, yeah, it works pretty good. So I was like, oh, all right, cool. Well, see ya. I was like, I got my information, you know, if I want to get a tablet for drawing thumbnails, now I know. But that conversation with some random person I never met, who was actually pretty cute, by the way. That was just a fun fact. But that person and that random person I decided to talk to, who was on a drawing tab, but I never experienced up north. I don't see that many people up here, and obviously there are people here, but I don't see as much. I don't get to see just random people and just be able to have a conversation. You know, I realized, like, I've looked up good amount of advice for talking to people, and someone's like, oh, go to a place where there's hundreds of people and you can start conversations and you'll never see that person again. I haven't done that because everywhere I've lived has been like, there's not that many people. I guess here in Minnesota where I live, there's not as many people as like someplace like that. But I realized going there, I'm like, man, there's so many people. And you're always consistently talking to just tons and tons of people. So I literally was just like, man, like, now that I'm back here and back home, it's like I literally, like, am just kind of gone back to my old routine right away. And I realized that this day, having my full day living here, has had my moment of clarity where I kind of realized I was actually able to get outside myself, which was the point of the trip, which is nice. But I was able to actually kind of be like, man, like, nothing changed about the way I'm living. And I think it's because of this house that I live the way I do. And I have some thoughts the way I do. And I think the way I do. And that's not for me. That's for my environment. And I thought it'd be nice to make it like, oh, my own little seclude where I do stuff alone, you know, and I can get a lot of work done, which was nice. And that's what it was at the very beginning when I first moved up here. But now it's not that anymore. And now it's just kind of like, man, I'm too alone. I can't, I'm not talking with enough people, you know, I'm too isolated, you know? And so that's why I'm like, I need to get back to somewhere in public. I would actually, genuinely from this trip, I was like, man, I'd love to start living in the cities or something like that, just so I could see tons and tons of people, because it was so nice. And that's something I didn't even think about until I was back home from the trip. I was like, man, that's actually nice, because like I've never really been in public like that. And then when you're in public, when you go into public where there's that many people, it can be overwhelming because like, man, there's a lot of people here. But you realize after doing that actively and being around that many people, is like, man, no one actually cares about you. They just care about themselves, you know? And no one's looking at you or criticizing you that strongly or whatever. It's just, they're just doing their own thing and they're just living their own world. And honestly, like, you know, there's really not that much to be, you know, like self-conscious about when you're in public, because it's like I said, people don't care about you, you know? So you should do what you want and not worry about affecting other people, because, you know, they don't care. So that's hopefully my goal for this year, is to actually officially move to this new house so I can be closer to the city, and I can yeah, I don't know, I can hopefully just be able to be around more people and talk to more people and just random people. I'd like to meet a lot more people, and I can't do that up here because I'm too isolated. It's not good for me. My mental state is this place is like this place is a breeding ground of just like bad mental thoughts. Also, there's a bat that just flew. Oh, that's cool. There's a little bat. It's getting late out here, and I'm in the country. Anyways, that's it. I just kind of wanted to rant tonight. I just, you know, kind of had a moment where I actually did go on my trip, and I actually was able to just kind of change my mindset. By the end of the trip, I was like, man, I kind of just want to go home. But now that I am home, and it is nice to be home, I'm realizing that I can't go back to just doing the same thing. And yeah, even up here, I'm going to try to make an effort just to meet more people and talk to more people. Because I realized, man, it's actually really nice, you know? People are nicer than you think. They are willing to talk to you. I literally went up to this person. I was like, man, this girl drawing his tablet probably doesn't want a conversation because it seems like she's drawing. I went up there to talk to her, and she was very like, oh, like, you know, this is what I'm doing. I'm passionate about this. I'm drawing, you know? It's like, here's like stuff. I just draw on an iPad. I use Krita. I think that's the program. I think how it's pronounced. I forget how she said it, but that's the program. And I was like, oh, I use Clip Studio, you know? And it's like, man, there are people out there you're going to meet who are passionate about what you're passionate about and are just there willing to talk. So, you know, you just got to get outside and meet more people. So that's my goal for this year, obviously, is to get out of this house. It's crazy. Anyways, that's it. It's Ben Daniel. Get outside your box.